They called him crazy. They laughed at his dreams. A boy from South Africa who said he wanted to go to Mars. Today, that same boy is changing the future of humanity. This is not just a story of success. This is the story of how Elon Musk refused to quit, no matter how hard life hit him. Elon Reeve Musk was born in Pretoria, South Africa, in 1971. As a kid, he was quiet, often bullied, and lost in his own world of imagination. While other kids played outside, Elon spent hours reading books, building ideas, and coding his first video game at just 12 years old, a game he later sold for $500. That was the first time he learned something powerful. You can build your own world if you dare to try. But his childhood wasn't easy. He was bullied so badly that he was once hospitalized after being thrown down a flight of stairs. Still, he didn't fight back with fists. He fought back with ideas. He once said, "When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor." For Elon, those weren't just words, they were a way of life. At 17, he made a bold decision that would change everything. He left South Africa, his home, his family, his comfort, and flew to North America with almost nothing. No money, no friends, no guarantee of success. But he had one belief: that the future could be better if someone built it. He studied physics and economics, but what really excited him was not degrees. It was possibilities. The idea that technology could shape the destiny of humanity. In 1995, after college, Elon took his first real step into entrepreneurship. He and his brother Kimball started a small software company called Zip2. They couldn't afford rent, so they slept in their tiny office, showered at a local gym, and coded all night. When clients visited, they quickly hid their sleeping bags and pretended everything was normal. They lived on instant noodles and hope. But that hope paid off. 4 years later, Compaq bought Zip2 for $307 million. At just 28 years old, Elon made $22 million. Most people would have stopped there. But Elon was not most people. He invested his money into his next idea, X.com, an online banking system that aimed to change how people moved money across the internet. It was revolutionary, but success didn't come easy. He faced resistance, doubt, and eventually betrayal. While he was on vacation, his own company's board removed him as CEO. He was fired from the very company he created. But instead of quitting, Elon used the pain as fuel. When X.com merged and became PayPal, and eBay later bought it, Elon earned $180 million. And here's where his real story begins. Because Elon didn't buy mansions or yachts, he didn't retire early or disappear. He took that $180 million and risked all of it, every single dollar. He poured his fortune into 3 ideas people said were impossible: electric cars, reusable rockets, and solar energy. People laughed again. They said, "You can't build cars, you're not an automaker." They said, "Private companies can't make rockets. That's NASA's job." They said, "Solar energy will never be profitable." And yet Elon kept building. But the universe tests every dreamer. In 2008, everything went wrong. Tesla was on the edge of bankruptcy. SpaceX had launched 3 rockets, and all 3 had failed. millions lost. Years of work destroyed in seconds. Elon had no money left. He borrowed money from friends just to pay rent. The media called him a fool. Investors walked away. He said later, "I thought I was going to have a nervous breakdown." But he didn't give up. He said, "If something is important enough, even if the odds are against you, you should still do it." That same year, with everything collapsing around him, Elon prepared for one final attempt, the fourth launch. If it failed, SpaceX was finished. If it succeeded, it would prove that dreams can survive reality. On September 28, 2008, the fourth rocket launched. This time it didn't explode. It soared into the sky perfectly. That single success changed everything. NASA noticed. They offered SpaceX a $1.6 billion contract. In a single day, Elon went from broke to saving his dream. And just weeks later, Tesla received its first major investment, enough to survive and grow. From that moment, Elon Musk never looked back. SpaceX became the first private company to send cargo, and later, astronauts to the International Space Station. Tesla revolutionized the car industry, proving that electric cars weren't just possible. They could be beautiful, fast and profitable. Solar City grew, Neuralink was born, and the Boring Company started digging tunnels for the cities of tomorrow. Elon worked through nights, slept on factory floors, and pushed himself past exhaustion. He said, "Nobody ever changed the world on 40 hours a week." To him, failure wasn't the opposite of success. It was a necessary step. Every crash, every mistake, every sleepless night built the foundation for his next victory. He once said, "Persistence is very important. You should not give up unless you are forced to give up." And that's exactly what defines him: persistence. Not genius, not luck, but sheer willpower. He didn't wait for perfect conditions. He created them. Today, Elon Musk runs SpaceX, Tesla, Neuralink, and more. But his real achievement isn't just rockets or cars. It's proving that impossible is just a word. He turned doubt into data, failure into feedback, and pain into progress. When people call you crazy, remember, they said the same about the man who wanted to build rockets from scratch. When they say your dream is too big, remember, he wanted to build a city on Mars. So don't stop when it gets hard. Don't stop when they laugh. Don't stop when it hurts. Stop only when you're done. Because the world doesn't change by people who follow the rules. It changes by people who refuse to quit. And maybe, one day, they'll tell your story the same way they tell his. Not as a tale of luck or timing, but as proof that one person, with enough belief and persistence, can change everything.